My parents cut me off for having a baby in college, saying I had ruined my future, and kicked me out of the house in my 7th month of pregnancy. My younger brother Jake, who was always the favorite, secretly took me into his apartment and helped me with everything while I raised my son alone. I remember that night, Christmas dinner at the country club, 7 years later. My mother stood at the podium, champagne glass raised, her diamond bracelet catching the light as she announced Jake's engagement to Victoria Chen, daughter of the Chen technology empire. The room erupted in applause. My mother's eyes found mine across the room, and her smile turned razor sharp. "Of course, not all my children made choices I'm proud of," she said, her voice carrying over the clinking glasses. "But at least one turned out successful." The room went silent. Waiters froze mid-pour. Victoria's father shifted uncomfortably. I felt my 5-year-old son, Nathan, grip my hand tighter under the table. Jake's face drained of color. He started to stand, but Victoria placed her perfectly manicured hand on his arm, stopping him. My father raised his glass higher, as if toasting to my humiliation. I could hear whispers spreading through the crowd like wildfire. There she is, the daughter who got knocked up, still struggling, probably here begging for money. My mother took another sip of champagne, savoring the moment like expensive wine. Nathan looked up at me with those big brown eyes, confused why Grandma was being mean. I squeezed his hand gently, then did something no one expected. I stood up, smoothed my dress, the one I'd bought at a thrift store, and altered myself, and smiled. Not a sad smile, not an embarrassed smile, a knowing smile. "Thank you, Mother, for that touching speech," I said, my voice steady and clear. The room's attention snapped to me. "I appreciate you reminding everyone here about the choices I made." I reached into my purse and pulled out a manila envelope, holding it up for everyone to see. "Since we're sharing family news tonight, I have an announcement too." My mother's face twitched, just barely, but I caught it. That flicker of uncertainty. Jake was staring at me now, his expression unreadable. I walked toward the podium, heels clicking against the marble floor, every eye in that room following me. My mother's fingers tightened around her champagne flute. She had no idea what was coming. None of them did. Because while they'd spent 7 years treating me like the family embarrassment, I'd been building something they never saw. And tonight, in front of their precious social circle, they were about to find out exactly what their discarded daughter had become. I placed the envelope on the podium next to my mother's champagne glass. Her perfectly applied lipstick couldn't hide the tightness in her jaw. "What is this?" she hissed under her breath, but her microphone was still on. Everyone heard the edge in her voice. "Just some documents," I said calmly. "Nothing to worry about." I turned to face the crowd. 7 years ago, my parents made it very clear that I was no longer part of this family. They cut me off, kicked me